You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 180.
180. I am Ralph Angel this week. Shout out to the Queen Sugar fans.
Oh, talk about it. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually on the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. And we want to also make sure we shout out WDJYFM 99.1 in Atlanta. Shout out to the OS gang out there in Atlanta, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, before we get too far in the weeds with this, we got special guests in the house, man. We got our treacherous twins in this podcast space. Shout out to Drake and 21, man.
Hey,
Geeksalad, man. It's been a while. It's been a while.
it's been a minute.
Too long.
We got RA and G in the building. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
Yo, what's up?
What up, y'all? What's up, world?
This is an OS collab that's been waiting to happen for a very long time. They've had us on their platform a couple times now. We got a chance to kick it with them, so they here kicking it with us.
Yes,
we're glad to have y'all here again. Thank y'all for y'all time, and man, it's lit. It's lit.
Man. But before we get into it, just give the people a quick intro into Geeksalad before we get into Off the Dome.
All right, you got an RA or you want me to?
I got it. So Geeksalad is a creation between myself and GTBO, the Bearded One, aka the best beard in the game. Beard game,
Beard gang.
Just talk about it. I love it.
Luxurious beard in the game, man. Yo, real shit. When he grow shit out, his shit be like way out here. I'm jealous, but that's not it. Motherfucker. So Geeksalad is our brainchild, man. It is. We used to have these conversations. We met at Bank of America years ago. You know what I'm saying? Cost in the game. And we used to have these conversations, man. We used to talk about rap, comic books, movies, TV shows. It was like, yo, we should really get together and put this on some type of format. And it started off from us having conversations, recording them, putting them up, doing little skits and everything. And then that turned into a podcast a couple of years ago. And here we are today, man.
That's right. So, we've been rocking, steady ever since then. And, we're on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube as well. Yeah. We're just trying to get our followers up, get more engagement, you know what I'm saying? But, we're here for the culture. It's more than just blurs. We talk to people, of course, in the blur spirit, but we talk to investors. We talk to, people dealing with housing. We talk to, artists, producers, stars, like Cara Jones, voice of the Boondocks and Black Dynamite, you know what I'm saying? So we're just trying to keep our brand growing stronger every single day. So Geeksalad is a mix of everything.
Word. You know what that sounds like?
Yeah,
but that's why I said the treacherous twins, man, because we see so many similarities in what Geeksalad does and what we try to do here. And we just say we're proud of you, brothers. We wish you nothing but success and all that great stuff.
Absolutely.
So, and I know RA's troll game.
Promo
game, different.
Everything we put out, I'm putting a little Geeksalad, something. You're gonna see Geeksalad by the end.
You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. That's right.
Yeah, man. But now, man, we try to ask people, how are we doing? I know we kind of jumped around and just asked you about your podcast, but how are you brothers doing today?
Good, bro. And we was talking about it before we started recording, man. Got to take the family to church early in the day. That's always good to do. You know, then got to take them to get some Indian food, bro. So a brother trying to fight off the itis right about now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm in a battle, man. That naan bread sitting right here, some naan right there. It's like, go sleep, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, man. This is prime nap hours right now, Sunday afternoon.
Prime.
So,
I get Sunday, it. What?
Yes,
and ain't no football? What?
Right.
Y'all not into the XFL? Y'all don't really fool with that?
I don't really watch that, man. No, I don't.
Nah.
I don't, man.
Nah.
I don't.
Listen, I'm only asking that because shout out to the Battlehawks, even though they lost last night. But I'm a Battlehawks fan. St. Louis, we got a team, the Battlehawks. So it's Cacaw's law.
We gotta stand behind something, man. The Rams up us nasty and bitter. We gotta focus something.
Word.
Hey, the St. Louis football fans going crazy. They done over 38,000 people the first two home games. So it's been nuts.
Just to see above average football.
Hey man,
you know
it's
what?
A sport,
it's funny.
Man. It's fun.
I never think about it because like I'm in VA. Like G is from VA too, but he done moved to Charlotte, so he got all the sports there.
Oh yeah,
God, got you. Yeah.
Forget you, G. But I'm in VA, so we don't have any professional teams out here. People like in the northern part of Virginia, a lot of them are like Redskins fans.
Mm-hmm.
But we're the south side of Virginia. We like 10 minutes away from Carolina. There's no pro sports out here. So it's like I can commiserate with you as far as at least I had a team for some years. And I guess they was like, we going on to LA, nigga, bye. You know what I'm saying? But this is no professional sports out here.
That's funny as hell. But no,
ridiculous.
That is hilarious, man. But now let's get into this, man. Off the dome.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
I like to ask this question because it kind of gives us a window into what you think about your artist, right? And I'm gonna stick to rappers, right? Some rappers have reached the pinnacle of rap, whether it be like a personality or artist or whatever, right? But somehow the longer that they stay relevant, the longer that they just kind of put their foots in their mouths. Who has kind of changed your perception of them as an hip hop, like that's a hip hop icon, whatever you think, right? Because I can give my answer first while people are thinking, right? I'm gonna go Master P. Personally.
Okay.
You can't really tell the story of hip hop, right? Because from the business side, he went from independent to mainstream. He made all this money, put New Orleans on the map mainstream wise. But now it's like you look at P, he's almost like a caricature, man. It's like it's kind of sad. Like, you was in the NBA, like you made movies, like you made classic albums, maybe not him, but just
right.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. Like, I might think Master P got a classic, but man, to each his own. But like he out here selling pancake mix, they ain't nobody buying noodles. Like, every time you look up, he trying to sell you something. It's like, he having family issues. It's like, damn, Pete, what happened to you? In high school, you was the man, homie. Like, what happened to you, bro?
Did you see the Rap Snack soda?
I'm good. I don't want nothing Master P is selling no more. I'm good. Like, I don't want none of the noodles. I don't want no pancake mix. I don't want no chips. I don't want them ugly ass shoes he's trying to sell. I don't want none of them shit.
You high blood pressure.
Right. Give you early diabetes.
So yeah, P has definitely changed how I viewed him, man. Because I definitely consider him one of them ones. Still is.
I respect that.
I get it. Okay. Romeo, that didn't sit right with me. And we don't know the whole story. You know what I'm saying?
It's just Romeo has been quiet for so long, and then for him to kind of say that, I know he's been sitting on it.
True.
I know.
True. I tend to believe him. So yeah.
Okay. Good question, man. I guess for me, it would be Tupac, even though he's not here to talk about himself. It's just the stories that you hear from everybody else out, close to the situation, how Tupac was really like an actor. What the hell?
We lost the video.
There we go. Okay, my bad. But
that's the ghost,
Tupac was right there. Tupac.
What you say about me, G?
I'm hopeless, right?
Yeah, but Tupac, like looking at the documentaries, I saw like an earlier screener of a show coming out pretty soon talking about Pac, but like Pac wasn't gangster. Pac was acting as a gangster around Sugar them. You know what I'm saying? like people was always talking about how, you know, Pac deserved to get shot because of so and so what happened. But what I take away from the discussions from those close to the situation or hood talk, you know what I'm saying? Pac was really never that type of dude. He was just doing it. He was the troll before troll became the word. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And his legacy to me was it's kind of tarnished because it's like he's really a dope ass actor trying to move music. You know what I'm saying? He was almost as if the 6ix9ine without the tattoos and the really wild antics. Mm-hmm. It's almost like that, but not as wild as 6ix9ine. But in the same vein of you're not really this guy. You know what I'm saying? You're just trying to make money off of music. So that's my take.
That's interesting. So you think Pac was the first one to do that? Because I feel like most of the rappers today are kind of like that. They're portraying an image in order to sign a music deal. So do you think Pac was like the first to do it? He was the blueprint.
You can say that, man, because you know, Pac was very, very wild and in your face. Didn't give a fuck. Spoke his mind. Showed his personality. Which, you know, a lot of rappers back then, it was like, don't show your personality.
Yeah.
Let's show the money, the girls. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But Pac was the first to be like, you know, F y'all, F the Hughes brothers, you know, Pac this, I mean, Biggie this, you know, I fucked your wife, whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Pac was the blueprint of that wild side of hip hop.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta see that.
Yeah, you can kind of see that. I can kind of see like maybe like an NWA feeling in that void too, where we have to buy into the personas of these people if we're gonna listen to their music. Like the music can be dope because we can name a million niggas that can rap. All right, cool. How interesting is this person? If not, I don't want to hear all them boys if you got no personality.
Right.
Yeah. Like Logic. That's why I don't listen to Logic now. Logic can rap, but I feel like he's never saying anything. You know what I'm saying? To me, he's J. Cole without the
soul.
I have nothing. I got nothing.
I told Ralph on this very platform that Logic raps and run on sentences. He raps and run on sentences.
I got nothing. Like I'll never try to defend Logic. I just know I just think he makes. Yeah. I think he makes music here and there that I like, but I ain't going to bat for him at all.
Yeah, I mean the talent is there, bro. The talent is. It's just I'm like, yo, what are you talking about though? Like I feel like when I listen, I really feel like I'm listening to J. Cole with no soul bars. It's just like J. Cole. If you take the soul out of J. Cole, like J. Cole will give you something, it'll sound dope. It'll be some wordplay, but it'll be like something you can. Now I'm talking about J. Cole now. It'll be something like, yo, as a man, I know what he's talking about, or I experienced something similar to that. But Logic, it'd be like, it's all of the fluff with none of the, you know what I'm saying? But
Logic he don't need to just talk. He don't need to do interviews because every time he talks about him being biracial or how people hate on him, it's like I'm liking you less and less every time you talk, dude.
He's a real life dweeb, and it's like it's like, oh my god. But no, Arya, what you got for that question, man? Like, who do you think?
I got one for that, but I want to touch on this Pac real quick. Pause.
Okay.
I think. And not because I'm not even one to be like uplifting, like, oh, such as gangster. Like that's, you know, I hate the phrase real nigga. Like I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like this, oh, you a real nigga. Like, nah, don't go to jail. Don't sell drugs. None of that shit is cool. Take care of your family is cool. Do dope shit like that, right? I'm just fresh out of church cussing. But it's like with Pac, I really feel like the stuff he was doing, that was a part of who he was. I won't say that he was all that because I don't think he really grew up in the hood for real. Like he went to a performing arts high school, friends with Omar Epps, friends with the Wayans brothers back in the day, Sean and Marlon. But I mean, the stories is out there. Dude was busting off at cops. I don't think he knew they were cops at the time, but he was busting off at cops. He went to jail a couple of times. And his trial, when he knew it was no hope of him like not getting off or whatever charge it was, he had a whole speech for the judge. Like, it's like this whole trial, you haven't even looked me in my eye, you know. So no, I'm not even gonna say nothing to defend myself. Give me what you're gonna get. Like I think that on top of the poetry that he wrote in his music, I thought he was a real dude, man. You know, like I don't really think it was a whole act. Like I could never compare Pop to 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine to me is like, yo, as soon as like the chips is down, I'm snitching on my mama if I got to. To me, that's 6ix9ine. Pop, to me, Pop would be a dude you would want to have your back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I got from the stories that I've heard with him. But my person would be Lupe Fiasco. Because I remember when Lupe came out around like 06, it was a time where what was popular in rap was snap music. That's how far we had got away from the will of God in rap. All of this was popping off, and it was nothing. And here comes this brother with a song about skateboarding that blew all that out the way. I was like, bro, he's talking about skateboarding, but it's fresh, it's dope the way he's doing it. That made me go back and listen to his mixtapes. And I was like, you could 06, 07, you couldn't tell me nothing about Lupe. That was my hands down my favorite artist. But then something happened. 2008, 2009, Barack Obama was president, get our first black president, and Lupe went off on Obama. He was like, Obama don't care about this, yada, yada, yada. It's some bombing going on the Gaza Strip. Obama could have did something about it. I mean, he was like, F Obama. I was just like, no, Lupe, like, no. Ever since he said that, I was looking at him from a side eye. And then also I felt like his music, while the talent was still there, he was the most genius rapper ever. Like, to me, it's not even close. Like, his stuff is like, this man will construct a whole universe with like individual characters and narratives through a whole album. Like, I've never seen an album that intricate. Like, Kendrick albums be intricate. Lupe's is like intricate on top of intricate. It's dense, ridiculous. That man is a genius, but I don't feel like he's ever caught like the same feel of his first album to me. So I've heard all of his albums after his first two, but it just never resonated the same. I don't know. Lupe has never been the same to me after his first couple of albums.
I think he fell out of love with music in that way. I know
I really feel like that too.
I think he's made good projects, or has attempted to, but I don't think anything is gonna ever catch you of your debut, because you take your whole life to make that one, right? So Food and Liquor is his pinnacle, right? But the Cool is okay,
crazy, bro.
But after then, we start getting shaky, like. Because Lasers, even though I like some of the Lasers, I can see why people don't like it. Like, if you like really stick to I like Lupe, but I don't like this commercial shit he doing. All right, I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like it could have been a lot different if Lupe didn't come out in 06. If Lupe came out like when Kendrick came out, around that time. A time where you need the record label, but you can also kind of do your own independent thing, have your independent wave.
True.
Because I think to your point, Ralph, I think when the label was like, we want you to sound more commercial, blah, blah, blah. You know, Lupe is like, I'm not dumbing it down. He made a song called Dumb It Down. Exactly. I would never dumb it down, right? And there was that conflict there. I really think he kind of became disillusioned with music at one point. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I feel that. And Kick Push was a love song. That's why I love it. So we'll leave that there.
I love a song about skateboarding. Crazy.
But real quick, my answer is Drake. And the reason I say Drake, so Drake has had this phenomenal career, right? Dominated the charts, all of the 2010s. He's still on his run now. Signed a $400 million deal with, I can't remember who it was, but Drake has been the man for well over 10 years. Cool. But I feel like there has been this lingering cloud around him on allegations of him liking young women or young girls. Let me say young girls. And I think something just came out recently about that as well. Him texting like a high school girl or something to that effect. So and I feel like the more time that passes, the more these allegations have started to come out. Because I feel like I've heard things like this a lot about him in the past. They just keep getting swept under the rug.
Yeah, I know he was like kicking it. Well, not kicking it, but like contacting Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things.
11,
ain't she?
Or 7, whatever her name was. 11.
She like what? 20, maybe?
Yeah,
like 21.
Maybe,
like
that's 20.
Something like that.
I heard something about Ice Spice too. Ice Spice, she might be like early 20s, but
I mean,
it's
Drake is our age, you know what I'm saying? With respectfully, like it ain't. I mean, listen, I've seen, you know, we joked about Chloe Bailey in the front end of this, you know, the pre-production, but I ain't looking at Chloe Bailey like that. Like, I ain't trying to like. She's trying to run down on 24.
Early mid 20s.
Not a game.
Wait, hold on, wait, okay. So I know y'all, you know, we all got like, you know, people, but if you was like single, like you wouldn't a 25
No, I'm not. I'm never. I just turned 35. I'm not dating nobody under 30. I'm not trying to talk to nobody.
I ain't talking about dating. I'm talking about just like, okay, she want to get the business. You
absolutely.
Oh well,
25.
Absolutely
okay.
not.
A one timer, maybe.
That's what I.
Even though I still have like I'm like, ooh, you was born when?
Look.
If I got to start doing the air math, like I don't
like,
you got to carry the one. You got to subtract.
I got to start doing all that. Nah,
you shouldn't have to carry. Shouldn't have to carry nothing. You don't carry the one.
Look, I would be like, as long as you won't, and as long as you didn't go to prom less than 3 years ago, we good to ride. If you old enough to drink, you old enough to ride this ride, man. Like
that's crazy.
I mean, look, to your point, Johnny, though, I feel you though, like if I was looking for like a significant other, somebody to take, I wouldn't take nobody serious that was under like 30 for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to be at least 30 for me to take you serious. Like we building on something, but you a little 25, 26-year-old R&B shit, what?
If you was in high school when I was 25, I'm cool.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
fair.
Nope.
Okay.
So
you know what you're saying about Drake, I can understand that. But why haven't enough people giving the same flat to like a Jay-Z? Because I know he's a decade or plus media. More over Beyonce.
That's what it is. He was messing with Fox when she was probably like 16, 17. But that was pre-social media. So, you know, he got away with it.
Right. Yeah. And nobody's coming out to speak out against him either.
Exactly. You know, it is what it is. I wouldn't look at a dude no way for smashing a 25-year-old. Now, if you smashing a chick like she just turned 18, I'm looking at you sideways. I'm like, yo, you probably was looking at her when she was like 17. But 25, she already graduated college, unless she went my route and was still in college. 25, 26. I was not on a 4-year plan by nobody's stretch of imagination. Mm-hmm. But you graduated from college, man. You all right.
You all right? That's funny. All right. So for my off the dome, right? This is a fill in the blank. So yeah, fill in the blank, right? So when I was growing up, I always thought you were rich if you had a blank. And while y'all thinking I could give my answer. So my answer is a swimming pool. It doesn't matter if it was in ground, above ground, small, big. It didn't matter. If you had a swimming pool in your house somewhere, then I thought you was rich.
Okay. I respect that.
My answer, this kind of ties in what me and Johnny was talking about before we hopped on the Zoom. I feel like if you had a gym membership when you was growing up, like, because gym was like a luxury. Like, you just didn't go to the gym in the 90s. Like, who did that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who just, I'm going to the gym. What's the gym? Like, I didn't know. I didn't know you lift weights outside of being an athlete. I didn't know that was the game. Right. Like, I didn't know, like, I could just go get on this treadmill at this dedicated building. Like, they do that. But because gym memberships was like Bally's and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that was like a thing where y'all were, but Bally's and stuff like that. That was a lot of money to pay monthly for a gym membership.
It was either that or the gyms were inside country clubs, and we all know country club memberships are expensive. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. God, yeah. Me, I would say, growing up being an '80s baby. If you had a waterbed, I thought that you was rich. That was the thing. If you had a waterbed, I was like, oh, you got money. I'll never forget when I was like maybe 5 or 6. My uncle, he was stationed in Okinawa. He's making big money in the Marines, man. Big money. So he came back. He got stationed back in Virginia, and they bought this big crib, and he had the waterbed. And I'll never forget going to their house huge, right? So I'm just running around the house. I'm 5, you know what I'm saying, getting this stuff, touch stuff I ain't supposed to be touching. And I see his bed, and I jump on it at 5. Now, me at 39, I wouldn't jump on no grown man bed because you don't know what's going on that bed. But I was 5. You caught that.
Yeah.
I was 5 at the time, and I just remember being like, it's the water bell.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You couldn't tell me nothing. To me, my uncle was a gajillionaire because he had a water bed.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, if you had a fence, I thought you was rich because I never grew up in a house until I got my own actual house. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And having a fence meant that you spent some bread on that because it covered the whole entire crib. So I was like, if you had a fence, like you was balling out of control. But yeah.
I like that. That's what's up. How impractical are water beds? Would y'all get a water bed now?
Absolutely.
Man,
Hell
it's
no.
not even comfortable. Like I got on one since I've been an adult. I'm like,
I need to call the chiropractor tomorrow.
Man, what? I already got back problems.
Hip problems. It's weird, bro. Like I like to hear the ocean sounds when I sleep. So I put that on like Alexa or something like Alexa play ocean sounds or Alexa play thunderstorms and keep it real low. They help me sleep. But just like not being able to get comfortable because you always rocking.
And then I'll be this is the moment of be being candid. I got sleep apnea. Ain't no way I'm gonna have that mask on and sleep with the water. That don't happen like that, bro. Like
roll around the cord to your CPAP machine wrapped around your neck.
Like, dang man, Ralph was a good guy. He killed himself, like he hung himself. Like that's great.
While he was asleep.
Yo, imagine drowning in a waterbed, dog. Like if the done like punctured. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta make sure your toenails.
You probably have to be
make sure.
But it is.
That's insane.
That is hilarious.
Imagine trying to turn over in the middle of the night and then not keep moving for 30 minutes. Like that's crazy.
Oh my God, you just gotta be completely still. Like,
you just gotta lay still.
Right.
I already got back problems. I can't do that.
Ain't none of that. But no, people, that was off the dome, man. What hip hop artists has changed their perception of yours?
Yep. And fill in the blank. When I was growing up, I always thought you were rich. If you had a blank, let us know.
Hey man, we got to get to something real quick. Angela Bassett was, I'm gonna use the air quotes, snubbed at the recent Academy Awards for her Best Supporting Actress role in Wakanda Forever as Queen Ramonda. Jamie Lee Curtis won the award. We're here to talk about it. We're here to debate it. I want to pitch it to our
guest, our esteemed
should
guest.
I say pause? Because I said pitch. No.
No.
Okay.
That's safe.
Okay.
You got to say pause, big boy. That was so good.
I want to pitch it to REAG.
I'm an actor, y'all. I'm an actor.
Just this alleged snub. I don't want to say snub because I don't want to, I don't want to give my thoughts away. But what do you guys think about that happening?
She was snubbed because yo, I didn't even know that was Jamie Lee Curtis in that movie. Because matter of fact, REA was like, yo, G, you gotta watch the movie, man. It's better than Doctor Strange 2. It's probably the best movie of last year. I bet. Watch it right. I didn't even know that was her. So for Angela Bassett to lose to that role, because it wasn't even all that great of a role. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was cool, but Angela Bassett poured in her actual feelings and to that role, especially in the throne room where she's, firing old girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you don't lost my daughter. I don't lost my son. What more?
Have I not given
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, come on, man. That part in the movie alone should have got her that Oscar.
I was like, there's no way that people could have seen both movies and thought that somehow Jamie Lee Curtis deserved it more than Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett pretty much carried that movie, bro. Her
no pretty much to it. You're right.
And on top of that, she died. So it's like
she did, yeah.
She carried it, bro. Like you could not tell me that she wasn't like a real queen in real life. I mean, like, royalty just like seeping through her pores, my dude. But and I was like, not if it had been a different movie that maybe I hadn't seen yet. Then I'll be all right. Well, I can't say she got robbed, so I'll go see this other actress performance in this other movie. Yeah. But I saw both movies, and it's nothing short of robbery. It's ridiculous.
Night and day, man.
Jamie Lee Curtis was the villain to the subplot of that movie. How do you get snubbed by a subplot villain? How do you lose to that? That's crazy.
This is the reason why I'm not saying anybody's wrong in how they feel. I just wasn't emotionally charged in it because I haven't seen Jamie Lee Curtis play the role. So I was just like, okay, and we've been down this road before where, you know, especially when we're talking about Grammys, right? It's kind of like all in the same thing. Like, oh, we feel like such and such was snubbed by this white person that's their white counterpart. I just haven't delved into the art to really have an opinion. And I know how the Oscars give it up. I'm not going to use the race thing right now, but is it because it's a comic book adaptation? Possibly. Because there's only been what? They let you win in comic book land when you the comic, like a screenplay or costume designer. Shout out to shout out to Sue Carter because she won too, right? Yeah. Dope. But hey, like we go to the movies for the actors. I mean, it's dope that they put that shit on in the film, but I ain't really I listen. I think I would have seen Wakanda Forever if they just had on regular kente cloth. I don't know the difference, respectfully. I don't know. I just don't. It's just a weird. I just didn't want to get emotionally charged about it. I think if it's just so much we could have gave Angela Bassett an Oscar for. That's why I wasn't like, man. I hate for it to feel like a legacy thing when she should have been had one too. You know, I'm kind of like in that space.
But a lot of from what I was hearing, Jamie Lee Curtis has been in that same boat. I think, if not, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was her first Oscar, so it's like it was a legacy thing for her too.
Yeah.
And this is not to say nothing from Jamie Lee Curtis, man.
It's the thing though. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Not the fact that she was probably the first white pair of titties I've ever seen. That's not either.
Who's talking about that?
That's probably neither here nor there. I know I've seen Trading Places. Nah, I don't have the minute mark. I ain't that good.
It was 24 minutes and 30 seconds.
Minute mark.
That might have been my first pair of boobs too. Because Trading Places that's 80s.
Yeah. Right, that's the 80s. But no, I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis has ever carried a feminine in a way that Angela Bassett does. And you know, never. I don't think it's even close. Angela Bassett is always top billing in damn near every film she's in.
And the crazy thing about it, this category was supporting actress. This is not even the main actress. So the fact that's even more crazy that Jamie Lee Curtis beat out Angela Bassett, because Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't even in the movie that much. She might have had like 3 major scenes.
Exactly. You could have took her out of that movie, and that movie still would have been dope. You cannot say the same about
that's what I'm
Angela
saying.
Yeah, that's why I can't have an opinion too strongly about Jamie Lee Curtis. I ain't seen the shit. And Johnny,
go see it though. It's a
good movie, man.
Best movie of 2022.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But I will say this though, there was a snub in that category, and it wasn't Angela Bassett.
It was a girl. It was the other character in the same movie, right?
Yes, Stephanie Zhu, I think is how you pronounce her last name. She
the
was daughter. The daughter. She was like the focal point outside of the main character. She was the focal point of everything, everywhere, all at once. She did a phenomenal job in that. She did a phenomenal job. She was kind of like the main villain, but not. It was weird how it was. But
at one point, it turned into rocks.
Yeah.
Yo, that type of mind, and then not only that scene was kind of moving too. It was like, damn,
that's what I'm saying.
Some great dialogue for some rocks, my nigga.
That's how you know a movie is fire. There are no characters in it. It's just only dialogue. It's just dialogue like at the bottom. But the shit was dope as hell. But
is that on any streaming services yet?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
What? It might be on Showtime.
Okay. If it is, I'll check it out.
Yeah, but no, Stephanie, she did an amazing job in that movie, and honestly, I think now, don't get me wrong, Angela Bassett's performance was great, but for the length of time being in the movie, I think Stephanie Zhu should have won that particular category for that particular year. So
I respect that.
I would definitely have had less of a problem if she had won it instead of
same thing.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
So, crazy.
All I gotta say, man, is hot dog fingers. That was the most disturbing.
You gotta watch.
And look, Ralph is like
we can talk about
talking rocks, like hot dog thing. The movie is it's
wow,
good,
man.
You'll like it, bro.
It's random as hell, but it's really good.
Got you. But now, since we on the conversation of movies, OS Gang, you know why you're here.
Yes, sir.
Shazam, Fury of the Gods. We're here to discuss. You know how we give it up when we get to these movie reviews, gang. We usually give just an overall feeling of the film. We get to the nuts and bolts of it, high, lows. Then we just give an overall rating out of 5.
Okay.
Man, what did you all think about Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods? That's your quick snapshot of the film.
G summed it up perfect yesterday. He was talking about it. He was like, it's fun. And like I couldn't describe it no better than that. Like
right. It's a fun movie,
fun.
man. I mean,
just fun.
You got kids. My son is 12 and he loved it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was just fun for me to watch him react to this movie like that. Me, I'm like, you know, it's a fun movie, man. It's about kids being superheroes.
Yeah.
Fighting against Greek gods. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's nothing complex. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, a little bit of little teenage romance in it, even though it's kind of sus on the age scale, but that's
it's
kind of weird. Like,
I'm gonna make a post about that because we know full well, and I'm not trying to offend no dudes who like young girls, but even though this is the second time I'm kind of doing something like this, so people probably would think I'm not. At one point in the movie, this is not really super spoilers, but it's a 17-year-old guy who's one of the superheroes. He ends up falling in love with one of the Greek gods or whatever, who looks like she's 17 too, but she's really 6,000 years old. So that's a statutory case. So I gotta post. I'm gonna say something about that because if it was like a Greek god, it was a dude, and he was messing with a 17-year-old in the movie, there would be everybody would be up in arms because it's a young man. It's like
selective outrage.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
But now, what I thought, I thought this was a good ass film to me. Like just from a comic book standpoint, I thought it was great. Like listen, man. I told Johnny this. I texted him this right after the film. You know me. I have always gang. Y'all know I have no problem bearing my soul here. I cried a few times. I'm not gonna lie. It hits your boy. It hits your boy in a few different places.
At what part? What part?
No,
man?
we'll get into that.
I'll get into that. I have no problem
because I want to know too.
I have no problem, but you know,
G was probably crying too. That's why you want to know.
No.
Was it the same time?
He was like, he said he was with his son. He ain't want little man to see.
Not this one. Nah. Black Panther, I was a mess all throughout that damn movie, dog.
Oh my god, the first part of that.
Yeah. But no, I like I said, fun film. Usually when you get films like this, they're usually palate cleansers for those big kind of like darker films and team up films. I appreciate what they did with this. That's what I got.
Yeah, I also enjoyed this movie. As far as sequels go, I think this was a phenomenal sequel. I think it did really well moving the story forward from what we saw in the first film. Yeah. And like G said, like this is just a great comic book movie about kids being superheroes. Like, it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
This was the quickie of superhero movies. Like it was the quickie. It was like, you know, it ain't a super passionate lighting candles. It's our anniversary session, but you know, it gives you what you need at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. That's real.
Okay, let's get to like, I guess what you would deem the high points of this film, right? Does anybody like enjoy what the villains were? Like the three Greek sisters with the daughters of who?
Atlas.
Yeah.
I like that they gave them a little bit of depth in this sense. They weren't all just one note. You had three sisters who were the villain. First, you got the twist that the high school girl is actually a Greek god. Why she's going to high school, I don't know. But she was there. Didn't see that coming at first. That was cool. But then it's like they're all bad. They all got this reason to try to, you know, hatch their evil scheme or whatever. But you see three of them have different motivations for doing the evil stuff. And I like that. It's a little complexity to it. To the point where at the end, it's just what's the old girl's name? I can't think of it. Lucy Liu. It's just Lucy Liu being the main bad, and the other two bads kind of turned against her. And it's cool like that. It's not just simple. Yeah. It's not one note. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's dope. With me, man, it's the high point for me was the adult versions of the kids as the superheroes. Just looking at them acting like kids. But the adults, right? Yeah. I thought it was like Megan Good was just so sweet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so sweet. And like
That's
every
good
time she was on the screen, oh, this is so sweet, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's wholesome.
And
That's not what I was thinking was making good with the screen, but to each his own.
that my baby though, man. But yeah, man. And then I won't spoil anything though, but the scene with the Skittles, I thought that was hilarious.
Oh
man.
yes, my kids love that too.
Nah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Taste the rainbow, mother.
I was indifferent about it.
Oh, okay.
Like it was the whole that's my low. Maybe I shouldn't get there yet. But my favorite part of the movie was the final fight between Shazam and the dragon with Lucy on the dragon. I think the whole the heartwarming part where the third sister ended up closing the dome even smaller so Shazam could hatch his plan to kill the I'm about to say dinosaur, kill the dragon and the tree at the same time. I love the fact that he used the Shazam lightning bolt when he said Shazam to actually light up the staff like a battery, like they mentioned the whole movie. I've been waiting to see that used in both movies, so that was dope as hell. And just the dragon itself, the design of it, the way he fought it, I thought that was great. So I'm real big on final boss fights, and I thought that one was really good.
Me, two things. The comedy in here. I love it when they weave in comedy to kind of take some of the seriousness away from it, but it doesn't drain it too much. It's a good balance of that. Sometimes the jokes can be too much, but that's a nitpick. We can probably get to that a little bit later. Maybe people don't enjoy the humor in that way sometimes, but that's what makes the movie so fun, the actual jokes and the humor of it. And then secondly, it was the family aspect. I like how they drawn out his relationships with his brothers and sisters, the relationship between his foster mom, seeing the dad, step up in that way when you found out his kids are superheroes. It's just stuff like that. Yep. That's what made me cry. Those things. I was just it's a lot going on here. You know what I'm saying? Hey, turn back to Billy real quick. I want to see my Billy first before you go off and fight. I feel that. I was like,
it's all about family.
That's real. That was a full circle moment because in the beginning, he didn't feel that connection with her. He wouldn't call her mom, all of that. So that full circle. So with Billy, one thing that we can kind of get to, and this may lead to the lows, right? It had the typical trope of I'm not worthy of my mantle. So I'm looking for reasons to validate why I'm here. And he was searching for that throughout the film. That's why he was leaning on his brothers and sisters to kind of carry him or just be with him. Yeah. But he was the one that had to make, the ultimate sacrifice in the end by himself.
Right.
So, that's what had your boy in the movie in the back,
yo, yeah,
it's too much. It's too much.
When he was about to finally go off on the final plan to beat Lucy Liu and the dragon and everything, and he finally called her mom. She was like, go kick his ass, son, or whatever. And he was like, thanks, mom. I was like, yeah. He found acceptance. He's a little foster kid. He found acceptance. What I liked about it, though, another thing I liked about it was, because we don't go to these movies for realism. You know what I'm saying? But I like when I feel like the writers of the movie are they ask themselves this question, this is a fantasy movie. We're gonna write it fantasy, but let's put in some type of realism. How would a real family act? So your point, Ralph, when the dad found out his kids were superheroes, he freaked out. He didn't believe it at first. And that's exactly what would happen if 6 superheroes bust in your room. Right. That's really your kids. You would freak out, and eventually you would believe it. They could convince you, but I really like the whole when Shazam was talking to the pediatrician like he was a psychiatrist. You probably got imposter syndrome. That's what it sounds like you have. And I think that's so real, man, because I know people who have that. People who have dope ability, they got this talent, and they can do all of these dope things, but they don't feel like they're worthy of it. It's that the imposter syndrome is real. So for them to bring that out in the movie, it's like people with no superpowers in real life feel that way. So you can only imagine being 16, 17, and all of a sudden you got the powers of Shazam. Right. You're going to feel that way too. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a dope touch.
Yeah. For them to be able to weave in and out of having those types of tropes in the movie, but then bounce back into like the comedy. Like I think that was written so well in this movie because it wasn't only Billy that was happening to; it was happening to all the kids as well.
Yeah,
like it was dope, man. It was dope.
Okay, I feel like we've been praising too much. Like now, it's clear that all of us have enjoyed the film. So anything we say right now is merely a nitpick. But what do you think is a low or something that you just didn't care for?
Ooh, can I go first? I want
sure, go for it.
Okay, so let me get my nerd glasses on real quick.
This thing put on the spectacles.
So they nerfed Shazam. I mean, come on, man. He has the 7 powers of all of these Greek gods and goddesses, right? And they make him so weak in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like he can go toe to toe with Superman and he's having a problem fighting a dragon. That's it.
And he takes the spectacle though. I only had one, bro. It was the powers of the staff. So apparently this is the staff that the wizard had, right? The bad guys get it, and the staff has the ability to take everybody's power. Shazam got the staff like 3 or 4 different times, it seems like. Why not, instead of sacrificing your own damn self, why not give your siblings back their powers, and then it'd be 5 or 6 of us against Lucy Liu on a damn dragon? You know what I'm saying?
In these films where the kids are like I get on Spider-Man ass a lot of pause. I get on his ass a lot when we had these conversations. And Johnny, I like, do you realize how much like No Way Home could have been? It could have been an hour and a half if he just did something like X, Y, and Z right here. And we didn't have to have the rest of the film. It's just like the kids and their decision making. Like, I'm like, hey, yo, what we doing?
They kids.
Oh,
hey, man.
I might even cut you off too. If he got the staff, why he gotta make it into a battery and blow everybody up, including himself? Why not just take the powers of Lucy Liu? Because Lucy Liu, didn't they use the staff to take the powers from the young?
They did. They sure did, man.
So okay. I was gonna try to make a case for them, but no, you're right. even if Billy himself could not think of that, the wizard could have said something.
The wizard could have said something.
He could have said
or
something.
Even if they want to just have the way they did it, explain it somehow that these gods are like 6,000-7,000 years old and they know how to use the staff in a way that Shazam or the wizard couldn't. Then I would go, okay, well, you said it, I believe it. But it's like you got the staff, take their powers away, and then the dragon just would be sitting there looking confused or whatever. Like,
Well, if they were to do that, the movie will only have been 30 minutes.
I'm telling you, some way to show
Hollywood.
We had to make it feature length. But for me though, I think the whole disconnect between the daughters of Atlas, I feel like all of that was predictable. Like old girl befriending Freddie and this shit was too good to be true. I was like, something up with her. Now I didn't know that she was the third daughter, but I knew something was up with her.
She kept asking too many superheroes.
Yeah, like that's too obvious.
Are they coming?
Yeah, so I knew in the end she would end up helping the heroes. Now I did not expect the third daughter or sister to die. I did not expect that or get stabbed by the dragon. That caught me off guard. So I thought that was dope. But I thought and Lucy Liu being the most ruthless one, all that was predictable. I feel like all that I thought all of that was predictable. All that's predictable.
Mine is Pedro's storyline. Very, very nitpicky, right? I know in Hollywood, and I hate to use the word force, so I'm not even gonna go that route. But if you're gonna use a homosexual storyline, let's expound on it. Just don't play around with it, right? Because like they made him gay, right? And that was it. Like, oh, he likes watching baseball. He looks at this underwear ad, and then I'm gay. And it was like, wait, we go do this right now. When
that part was funny though.
It was funny.
That was hilarious.
But it's like this is a point of seriousness. Like we're gonna make a punchline out of his sexuality. I didn't care for that.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. So I'm assuming like the whole baseball and boxer ad shit. So that didn't click to me that he was
it because you seen his face when he was looking at the underwear. I was like, oh,
he was like,
I didn't catch that. I didn't like
and that's fine, and that's
drugs.
cool. But it's just like, okay, what are we gonna do with this? But then again, every kid had to have something.
Yeah.
But it felt like they didn't expound on that too much. But then again, we in this film for 2.5 hours already, so that was just the thing I didn't care for. Because when we watch, I mean, I hate to go all over the place, but like The Last of Us, right? If you go do it, do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We go talk about it. Let's talk about it. Like, just don't play around with it. It's just like, I just hate that we go mention it and then kind of yank it back. You know, especially when we got a teenage love romance already in the damn film. What we gonna do? Like, I don't know. I just, you know,
it wasn't enough script time.
Clearly, I mean, but it's always gonna be that, right? Somebody's plot line is gonna suffer.
Yeah.
It's just that I just hate that they mentioned it just to be like, oh, it feels like, look what we did. We put it in here. You see? All right.
Here you go. Your rainbow loving bastards. You're happy now. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it feels like. It feels like it's just a bone thrown to them, you know.
Yeah, it did. It sounded like that.
I see this too, man. One thing that I hated, man. I think it's more about Hollywood. Hollywood can never get black beards, black dreads, hair right. It always looked like Tyler Perry amount of effort when it comes to the wigs for black people, man.
Oh no!
You're talking about the Wizard.
The Wizard.
Hey man, I'm not gonna lie. When he came in at the end, I thought he was Kim. I was like, "Oh, that's my man." Exactly.
Now, you know who I was thinking, especially because this is DC too. My mind went back to Constantine. You remember he was in Constantine?
Yeah.
He played the
Brother Midnight.
I don't remember the character's name, but what's his name?
No, Papa Midnight.
Papa Midnight. Yeah. But yeah, he was like, y'all got to get rid of these struggle locks, man. I gotta, man. You know,
he was clean.
He was clean.
Man, but
you know what else I ain't like?
Well,
and this was before the movie. They showed that Wonder Woman was gonna be in it.
Yeah, I ain't like that either.
No, because you know how have y'all watched the show Peacemaker?
Yeah.
They kind of did the same thing they did on the last episode of Peacemaker. Remember when the Justice League actually came out, but you know the real actors weren't there.
Yeah,
it's like that scene where Billy was dreaming of Wonder Woman.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like they never showed her face, so you could kind of think it's a fake out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's probably just another actress who is built like Gal Gadot or whatever.
Yeah.
I like the fact that I know we're talking about, you know, we nitpicking, but I like the fact that they killed him at the end. Now, granted, and spoilers, if y'all listening, spoilers, we've been spoiling it the whole time, but this is definitely spoilers. He comes back. But I like the fact that he actually died. You know what I'm saying? That was, it won't just, he wakes up after like 10 seconds, you know what I'm saying, on some Avengers stuff, like Iron Man in the first Avengers, like the Hulk screams and like Iron Man gets up. It was, he actually died. And if it weren't for Wonder Woman having like powers, you know, he would still be dead. I like that.
But as what she came in, she was like, I'm a god. I can bring it back alive.
Like that was so trash.
I mean, as long as it's not Wonder Woman 84, it's okay with me because that movie was trash. But I like, this is another thing I liked about it. Like we were talking about how this is how it would be if you had teenagers who were superheroes. They would do some heroic stuff, but they also would have some immature jokes. They would have dream dates with like other superheroes or whatever like that. Right. He was fanboying over Wonder Woman when she was there. I thought that was like a nice touch.
I like that.
Yeah, and now we can kind of get to the after credit scenes before we get into the ratings, right? Like the after credit scenes, you have I think they're from Peacemaker too, right? They approached him about joining the Justice Society, but just in the way that they did it's just like they knew that they was walking into an immature, like this. Amanda Waller wants him, but this man is something wrong with him. Like so, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed that whole scene.
I did too.
Me too.
Yeah, I thought it was a cool way to kind of like combine James Gunn's new DC into Shazam, which started pre-James Gunn. So I want to see how that's going to combine in the future.
I like what you did there. Yeah.
So that makes perfect sense, right? But as I'm watching that scene, I'm enjoying it clearly because it's just funny, right? But in my brain, all I could think about is how they just fumbled Black Adam, because that could have been the perfect gateway or segue for them to add Black Adam as a villain to the third movie.
Or did The Rock fumble Black Adam?
Well, same. Shit
okay.
was fumbled. It was
okay.
fumbled.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was The Rock. But the fact that we won't get a Shazam versus Black Adam
it's a shame, man.
in DC movies, like, it's a shame, right? It's crazy.
I like how he asked. He was just saying, like, is that the version with Wonder Woman on it? I just want to be on that one.
Right.
That's funny. Yeah. But could you imagine Hawkman? What's my guy that play
Aldous Hodge?
Could you imagine Aldous Hodge's Hawkman and Billy Batson together?
Absolutely.
Like that would be great.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it'd be like some buddy cop shit. Like, I'll be here for it though.
I need that. So I'm curious to see, even if James Gunn decides to use this version of Shazam going forward, because the box office numbers ain't looking that good for opening weekend. So, and I think they're going. I know, right? I think they're going to base it off of what it does at the box office, which sucks, but I guess that's the business of it.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has been killing this movie.
You know what I'm saying?
And they got it wrong. Like this movie
absolutely.
this is definitely one of the better DC movies. Like our nitpicks was like really, really minor.
It was light.
Like
on the enjoyability fact, I might get killed by y'all by this, but I enjoyed this more than Ant-Man on the enjoyability. Like I can watch this.
Okay.
Like I ain't rushing back. Like I ain't rushing back to watch them big ass ants and Kane origin story again. I'm not like I'm like it was a Kane origin film. Like just say that.
Pretty much, man. That was
Ant-Man was enjoyable, but this here, like I can run this back immediately.
Yeah.
That's off the laughs. Like
damn, did we lose Arya? Yes,
Arya, you there?
I think we might have lost him. But
I hope down for the squad. All good.
Yeah. I was about to say something about Ant-Man. I can't remember what it was now. It was something about Kane. I feel like phases 4 and 5 is gonna be nothing but a trailer. All the movies and shows are gonna be nothing but trailers for Kane Dynasty. And
listen, man,
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, look, this what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
We wanted
it,
but it's like in that case, I think what you're alluding to is the sacrifice of content, sacrifice of story.
Yeah. The only thing that may stray away from that is Secret Invasion. And
okay.
I don't know. I just feel like everything is going to be Kane, which I'm not necessarily upset with. I just feel like it's going to start to get oversaturated with that storyline.
Yeah, it's like with them making Kang like the vocal villain for this phase, right? It's like they really gotta show his level of and cosmic interdimensional timeline, whatever threat. You know what I'm saying? So they really got to give us like some more droppings, because it's like, all right, not sure what he could do at Ant-Man, and y'all give us a glimpse of what old girl saw when he touched his chair, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, you got to give me more. You know what I'm saying?
We really haven't gotten the full spectrum of what Kane could be, and I think they gave it to us too early.
There we go.
Maybe that's what it is. There's no real buildup, right? Because he was introduced as He Who Remains in Loki already. Then you already have him as a villain, like already. Like we ain't got no buildup. He ain't send no minions after you. Like the Kane sent another Kane. Like it wasn't even like I'm gonna send somebody else to fight for me in that way. Like so, you might be shortchanging a lot of your villains too. You know, because if you got to fight Kang and then a natural comic book villain of said, hero, we gonna be all over the place. But we'll see. Yeah,
there you go.
We'll see. But now we got off the.
I know that's my fault.
No, it's good. It's good.
Little tangent
conversation. But I hate to do this without Arya. But hey, we gonna try to rate this film out of 5. G, I'm gonna give it to you first, bro. What do you think? Out of 5,
man. You know what? Because it was just fun. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give it a solid 4.1. 4.1.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Johnny, what you got? Bro?
Honestly, I think I'm going 4. I'm going a solid 4. This was enjoyable. I think it has good replay value. Yeah. And it's something that you can enjoy with your nieces, nephews, your kids. Like it's not something that you should keep away from them based on the content that's in it. Like it's
Right.
just good, clean fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's something for adults in it too.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. You know what? This is kind of like watching a Shrek film. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that type of
perfect.
humor.
Yep.
And that's why I feel like it has so much replay value. But to answer the question that I'm going to go for, because I feel like it's something in here for everybody, right? Yeah. But it's just like, you know, Shrek ain't really for family, but you can sit down with your kids and watch it.
Right.
Just like this. Like, I feel like this ain't kicking it in the way like an Ant-Man movie does, because the only reason I make that comparison, because that's the Marvel equivalent of this. You know what I'm saying? DC, this is their Ant-Man. This is their family fun. This is it, right? So I really enjoyed this film, man. Like, I want to watch, like, if it was on HBO Max or whatever it's gonna be on, man, look, I'm watching it tonight. Like, because it was just that good to me.
Yeah,
so,
man.
you know, I wouldn't cry this time. I think I checked my emotions now. Okay, I'm good now.
Yeah, right. I'm good now. I ain't gonna cry no more.
Now. At first, I wasn't expecting all that. I was like, hey, yo, what you doing?
That's funny as hell. No, that's dope though. So, okay, I gotta ask you this since we got you here, right?
All
so,
right.
what other superhero films are you looking forward to in 2023?
Ooh, that's a really good question, man.
Because we got a few more left.
Actually, I mean, more than.
Because I think I'm only thinking about 3 right now.
Well, you got
All
Guardians, Flash, and who else?
Oh, okay.
hell I
So
forget
yeah,
Flash?
Guardians, Flash.
What else?
Oh shit. Wait, okay, we got Flash, we got Guardians 3,
Yep.
we got the Marvels, Captain Marvel 2,
Okay.
we got Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we got
okay.
That trailer looks
Blue
amazing.
Beetle.
That trailer
Did I say Flash already?
Yeah, you did.
I said
Yeah.
Flash. I feel like it's one I'm missing.
Like, they keep dropping more and more Flash stuff in the trailer, because the trailer
Yeah.
that was in Shazam, I was like, hey, yo, I ain't seen none of this.
Mhm.
It's yeah.
And if y'all
Yeah.
counted
There we go.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Like the animated joint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice Cube is in that. Guess it's who? Which villain?
Is it Ralph because he's the grumpy one?
He's a villain.
Oh,
You might not know this villain.
No.
Bebop, Rocksteady.
Superfly.
oh,
Superfly.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
What
no,
I missed, man. My 5-year-old fell down the steps.
Damn.
yeah, I hope everything
He good, man.
I hope everything is good.
No, he's fine. I wouldn't be laughing. Okay, he's
Oh.
fine, man. He just like his butt. That shit
That
was
is-
funny.
Well, hey, we gotta circle back to the rating question since you popped back on, Aryeh.
Okay,
Mm.
Out of 5, what you rating this film?
out of 5. Give it a solid 4.
Yep. That was
Okay.
my,
Everybody,
Yeah,
we
that's
fours
the
all
good
around,
Solid 4.
unanimous.
3 is too low. 5
Yeah,
ain't a 5.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
so we're currently talking about our most anticipated superhero films for 2023. So
Yeah.
which films are you looking forward to the most that's coming out this year?
Definitely the Flash. Ever since I saw Michael Keaton as Batman, bro, that took me immediately. I went from 38 down to like 6. Fam, I remember Michael Keaton as Batman, and I want to see how they go. Even though Ezra Miller is a menace.
To society.
Man, what
Pronouns are they, not because non-binary, because he's more than one person. He's like multiple menaces in one. Dude is a real life supervillain, my guy. That's why they is
funny.
insane.
That's his villain name. Day.
They. That's his supervillain name. But I really want to see how that's gonna be into the Spider-Verse, the second Into the Spider-Verse
Mhm.
coming out in
The
June.
fact that that's actually coming out in the theaters is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at it though. I'm not mad at it, but
The first one was in the theater.
it was. I thought it was straight stream. Maybe I missed it. Oh
No.
that's great.
Yeah.
I missed it too.
Theaters.
Because I thought it came out in 2020. That's where it made me my mind.
Oh, okay. I see. I think that was like maybe 18 or 19.
18.
The first
Okay.
one. I think it was
Yeah.
18.
So I can't remember.
But that one was dope, bro. Like that's one of the movies. As a father of teenagers, like I really relish those movies that we all really enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's funny because I'm actually getting them onto like old 80s like action movies. Like we watched the first Rambo last week, and it was like,
Okay.
yeah, man. I was like, this is the tip of the iceberg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm wheeling them in slowly.
Right,
So, like,
slowly.
we got them.
Commando, Predator,
Yeah.
Aliens, like, be
But,
ready. Be ready.
Yeah, I can't wait. Get to the chopper. I cannot wait for Predator. I ain't seen Predator yet. Into the Spider-Verse, the third Guardians of the Galaxy. Looking forward to that. That's about all I can think of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off top, mine is the Flash. I've been waiting on the Flash since they done pushed it back like 3 times. Even before I knew Michael Keaton and all them was gonna be in it, I just knew I knew this shit was gonna be fire. Like I can't wait for it. I cannot.
For them to still be going through with it after all the shenanigans,
it gotta be fire. It gotta be.
They gotta look, bro.
They committed. They committed.
They are. They have
shown. We can't miss this payday, bro. We can't miss this payday.
Gotta be fire. So that and Blue Beetle, I'm very interested to see how they tackle Blue Beetle in live action. And I seen pictures of the suit. That suit hard. That suit is fire.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to those.
Okay. I would say, well, of course, man, the obvious, Flash, trailer looks bananas.
Yes.
Into the multiverse, whatever, Spider-Man, Miles Morales too. I mean, just the animation. See, I'm big on animation, so that shit looks phenomenal to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in something different. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man. I mean, it's being produced by Seth Rogen, who is a permanent teenager at this point, and ever since he produced Invincible for Amazon Prime, man, like he hasn't really lost a step in his producing role, and that movie looks like again, animation looks crazy. And the fact that, these turtles sound like actual kids. So, it might be cool, of course, pick my son with me. But it looks like they're putting care into it, and the voices behind the characters, people that we actually know. I think it's going to be, again, like Shazam too. Fun.
Yeah. They have actual kids playing the turtles.
Yeah,
I've seen that they
like
were
that.
at the Nickelodeon Kids Choice Awards. I seen clips of them on Twitter.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So no, that's dope, man. I'm looking forward to that too. I love a good Ninja Turtles movie. So that's what's
when it's done right. When it's done
right. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. We don't care for the Transformers Ninja Turtles.
Hell no. Except for the scene in the elevator, everything else around that, throw it away, man.
This dude G has seen everything. We were talking about this yesterday on the show. I don't know where this man finds the time to watch. If it's any anime, if it's any other cartoon, if it's any show or movie, this man has seen it somehow, bro. I don't know how you do it.
I try, man.
I wish we had more time because I wanted to get into The Last of Us with y'all because I know y'all watched it.
I'm like an episode behind. I haven't seen the finale yet.
Okay. Peak television, if we can at least agree there, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
All right.
Y'all start watching Snowfall yet? The new season?
Yeah.
I'm behind.
Johnny ain't never got past the unfortunate sexual assault scene in season 1. He was like, "Hey yo, I
think that was season 1, episode 3 or 4. Remember, I ain't been back since.
Remember when Buddy got raped in the bed?
Oh yeah, that's the only time
that's the only time that happened.
Was wild.
I told him that.
He said that, but
bro, some dudes, some of them gangster type dudes is into some wild stuff.
Like no, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that.
So you just don't want to.
Listen, all right, cool. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because don't never watch P-Valley. Don't never go near it.
Or what's the other joint with the white dudes? The biker gang joint, Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, yeah.
Oh yeah, the last season, it was. It's always somebody getting.
You ain't gotta worry about it.
We gotta get y'all back just to talk TV or whatever, man, because I know we can get some great content just for both platforms, man. But we have reached clearly in the recent document.
we can just kind of we're just talking. So before we sign off, leave the listeners with where they can find you guys, where they can find your content, all the platforms you're on. Just let them know everything.
Boom. Go ahead, Arya.
Okay, yeah. Wherever you get your podcast from, Geek Salad Podcast, not Greek Salad, Geek Salad. It's a little play on words because we geeks, we black nerds, blurs, whatever. Wherever you get your podcast at, on Instagram, Geek Salad Podcast, TikTok, same thing. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Search Geek Salad. It's funny because it's another podcast called Geek Salad. It's some unseasoned
boiled. Yeah.
Look, I was gonna talk that shit. I shit better. Anyway, look, the joint that looks seasoned is us, the Geek Salad Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us, listen to the podcast, man. Check us out on Instagram. We're always dropping content, man. Appreciate you.
There we go.
Yeah, check out their lives on every Friday.
Yes, sir.
Every Friday we do a live version of the show, Geek Salad Live on Instagram, and we focus on artists and entrepreneurs. Like G said earlier, we had Carl Jones a few weeks back. Love that. That was like one of my favorite joints. Just the behind the scenes stories he was giving and talking about the Boondocks. I could have talked to that brother for 3 hours about the Boondocks, bro. Yeah, he got so many behind the scenes joints. That was dope. We had This Is Nikki up there last year. If y'all not following, everybody listen to this. If you're not following This Is Nikki on Instagram and you're a content creator, you're messing up. All she does is drop knowledge to get your content creation game up. Coming up in April, we got Lonnie. She's a sister who actually she produces Chocolate Sundays. Have you ever seen Chocolate Sundays with comedians? Posting clips on Instagram, on YouTube. She's a producer of that. We're gonna pick her brain about the comedy industry and setting up comedy dates and events and all of that type stuff. So make sure y'all check us out.
Yeah, and also in 2 weeks, I'll be in the Dreamville Fest. So I'm gonna do like a quasi live from the festival for the Graham too.
Hell yeah. Make sure I tune into that for real.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. So all the listeners, we appreciate y'all for rocking with us this long. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the comment section. Let us know about any of the topics we discussed today, especially the Shazam movie. It's episode 180, baby. Anything left for the people, Ralph?
Man, hey, share this with your family, share this with your people, share this with the people, because OS is for the streets.
Let's go. And with that, that's episode 180.
180.
And we out.
Chill.
Peace.
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.